not single, I don't think. Okay. All right, so you're married. So when it's time to repaint the bedroom, who's going to make that choice? Okay, Joe said, not I. Okay, so you got it. Well, that's what we had to get comfortable with. And then the displays and the way we went to market with all of our things were more in line with what Joe would like than what you would like, Sherry. And so that's when we had to say, okay, time for a change. Now we were getting just a little bit cocky because it was really starting to work. And here's another rule for you as entrepreneurs and small business people. When you're getting cocky, you're getting behind. We had 100,000 square foot brick and mortar stores. And then something new came about. People wanted to shop another way. And we went, oh, come on, give us a break. This is crazy. So we invented our own credit card. We were big enough then to really put one in place, and hopefully all of you have one. If not, I'll have some applications right here. Happy for you to sign up. You're all pre-qualified. well, except for you. Yeah, but anyhow, we had to figure out in a hurry how to re-emphasize our distribution, how to sell things online. And we knew we could sell a light fixture online, but when people wanted to buy the building materials for a house online, we had some work to do. And it really complicated both our distribution and our fulfillment. But we got it done. And we came up with a program called My Lowe's. Anybody use that in the stores? Is that not great? The way it works is simply this. When you don't have to use a Lowe's credit card, you can use any card you like or pay cash. We do take cash, yeah. But if you'll have the cashier swipe the My Lowe's, then there's a record of everything you bought. Now, you're thinking deep down inside, oh, they just want to see what I'm buying. Really what we're trying to do is leave a trail of what you bought, so when you come back and need another gallon of paint, not only can we tell you what you bought, we can tell you what color it was. And if we mixed it, we can still tell you what color it was. So that's really, really important. And that was huge in the way we came up with this distribution and fulfillment strategy for the credit card and for our online marketing. Then we had another challenge. That's fashion versus function. We knew how to sell lumber out back. Come on back and we'll slow it for you. But we really struggled to get our assortments and our projects and our products right, because the other thing is, if you come to a Lowe's store as a do-it-yourselfer, as most of you are, I don't know how many contractors are in the room, but probably not many, and you want to buy everything it takes to do the project. Well, you want to get it all one time and then go do it, okay? Well, if we don't have everything in stock, you're going to leave upset, and you're going to feel uncomfortable with that experience. So we had to figure that one out. We also had to figure out how to bring lumber inside, and it wasn't as easy as just unpacking it and putting it on a shelf. We had to change the grade. We had to change everything about the way it was done, and including the way we bought it. We had to do the same thing in the appliance department. When we decided it was time to get serious about the female shopper, I don't know that we even ranked in the appliance department, and today we're #1 in the United States, and we're really proud of that. And we thank all of you that bought appliances at Lowe's, and those of you that haven't, get with it. Layouts and adjacencies is my favorite topic, because you walk in a store and you say, why is this here and why is that there and how come it's in the middle of the shelf and how come it's 3 wide? And all. Folks, that's art, but it's also science. Every bit of that. And that is as entrepreneurial, and I mean, there's no book that you can read that says put it here. You got to figure it out. And which aisle does it go on? And which aisle doesn't it go on? And how those departments come together, and those departments make your store. All right, time for a quiz. What do these items have in common? Let me read them to you for those in the back. It's go-karts, motorcycles, camping gear, toys, and electronics. Take a guess. Big boy toys. Great guess, but wrong. Did you know that Lowe's at one time was the #1 seller of go-karts in America? Did you know that Lowe's was at one time the #1 seller of motorcycles in America? We were also #1 in camping gear. We were #1 in children's toys. We were not #1 in consumer electronics, but we held top positions in a lot of businesses that all have one thing in common. We're no longer in them. Now you might say, well, that was stupid. Well, not really, because part of good entrepreneurship is figuring out what you can't be great at. Because if you can't be at least really good and better great, somebody else will be. And all of a sudden, you won't be. This is my favorite slide, and you're going, boy, that's boring. Well, it's the ROI study, return on investment. We commissioned a group to take a look at our stores, our customers, and the marketplace, and we said, tell us what we don't know. And here's the secret. This may be numero uno. They told us that of all the products that you sell or should sell, 50% of them are being purchased by customers in your store, but not with you. So in other words, you walk in the store to buy X, Y, and Z. You buy X, we sell Y and Z, but you buy it from somebody else because you don't think of us as the best place to buy it. You talk about a wake-up call. That was a huge wake-up call. So we had to figure out how to fix that. And here comes what I'll call the real secrets to success. And by the way, you know where the customer votes? Right there. They can say all they want to say about how great your store is or whatever, but if they're not using the polling booth on the way out, otherwise known as the cash register, they're really not voting for you. I heard John say he won by 2 votes. Well, I knew he would because I voted for him. And I knew he'd vote for himself, so just kidding. John's a great friend. Number 1, none of these will surprise you, I promised you that. Execution. It's all about execution. It's a secret to the success. But it's every aspect of the customer shopping experience. It's customer service, it's knowledgeable associates, it's in-stock merchandising, it's proper quantities, it's priced right with a guarantee that says if we didn't get it right, we'll make it up to you, and have people believe it. It's about a memorable experience. And by the way, you know, when we grand open a store, and we've done quite a few of these, we saw a board. They just don't cut a ribbon. We saw a board. We just thought that, don't you think that's cool? It's different. If you haven't been to a Lowe's grand opening, go check me out. You know, in our minds, if we'll get you to take a shopping cart at the front door, and you better do this, we know you're going to make a purchase. So we probably should be more aggressive at putting a shopping cart in your hand than we are. Ever seen somebody come in the store and then have to go back out the entrance to get a shopping cart, like me? I've done that before. Well, it's all about the spirit of the business. Plan the work. Work the plan. Real key to success. If you don't have a plan that you're working, how can you work it? Really important. And here's a real challenge for us. We have to figure out teamwork. We have to figure out how to communicate to now 280,000 employees, where we'll serve 200 million customers on an annual basis through 900 million transactions. And I'll quote this realtor that I hear all the time. I've never met her, but I think she's really cool. She says, hey, I'm Lee Brown. I sell 1.2 houses a day, and I'm not bragging. I'm looking for a job. Have you heard that? It's great branding. Well, I'm going to say the same thing. That wasn't bragging. That's a real challenge at those numbers. But if you're serving 5 customers a day, or 1 customer a day, or 2 and you want 3, you have the same challenge, and it may be just as tough or tougher. The big numbers don't make it any easier. I know everybody in the room is going, yeah, if we had numbers like that, we'd be retired like you. Well, no, it really doesn't work that way. And by the way, I'm not retired. I'm just retired from Lowe's. We have 1,857 stores today, and that's what it's all about, is teamwork. It's we in everything. The only time I think I've used I is when I was talking about myself. When we talk about Lowe's, we talk about we, because it takes those 280,000 people to make it work. It's the key to our success. Flawless execution is our goal. Do we always get it right? Nope. Single messaging, do we always get it right? No. But we try and try and try again. We embrace our mistakes, and we really promote our successes internally. You know, find the person that got it right and really make their day. And sympathize with the person that got it wrong. Don't fire them for it. Help them get better the next time. They do it over and over again, let them go. But if everybody's entitled to make a mistake, if you're not making any mistakes, you're not doing anything, because you will make some mistakes. And it happens at all levels. Oh, and another thing about teamwork, have a little fun. Now everybody's going, wait a minute, that's the number 11 car. No, well, number 11 was our first car. Anybody remember our driver? Brett Bodine. Could not drive. Great guy, though. First team owner, Junior Johnson. Where's he from? North Wilkesboro. Then we had another car, 31. Remember that driver? Mike Skinner. And that was owned by Richard Childress. Then we got my guy, Rick Hendricks, number 48, Jimmy Johnson. And he's done pretty well for us. But you're thinking, oh man, that's a real ego trip. No, not so much. We did it for two reasons. The most important reason was because our customers support NASCAR. And they really wanted a car on the track that said Lowe's on it. And you cannot believe what people spend because of that. It's an astronomical number. That's a key to the success. But we did it for another reason. Remember I said we were going to have fun doing this. It was our employees, because they loved it too. I mean, you've never seen a group of store employees rally on a Sunday afternoon 5 minutes after they announce that Jimmy just won the race. It's pretty cool. I'm just about done. You got to build a business on your customers' needs and not your own. And that's why the store is 135,000 square feet and not 10 or 12. With what my family and I buy, 10 or 12,000 square feet would probably be enough. But it wouldn't be enough for all of you collectively, and that's why the store is as big as it is. Oh, I had to put this in. You know, you make mistakes. I'll bet none of you remember this, but I do. We got a wild hair, and we said, you know, we're in rural America. Everybody would like to buy a mobile home from us. At that time, they may have been known as trailers. I'm not sure. But we renamed them. We called them Lowe's Ranchettes. And we decided this was going to be the next coming, so help me. Well, I'm not going to linger on it. That is actually one in one of our store parking lots. It may still be there based on sales. But I just chalked this one up to a great example of a poor decision. And as I said, you make them. You know, focusing on brand is keenly important. It's key to your long-term success. You got to build the brand and then you got to own it. And at Lowe's, the reason we've had the name, I took you through the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, and even today, what's our brand? What's our real brand? It's Lowe's. And we sacrificed getting people to see a different store with the same name. By the way, nobody in the free world, big business, has ever done that. And we are proud of that because you all agreed to support it as customers, and it worked. I don't know if I'd want to do it again, but it worked out pretty darn well, and we're happy about that. But then right under it, and if you'll remember, I'm going to show you the picture again in a minute, we even had brand names on the first store in 1946. Fairbanks Morris was on there, Alcoa aluminum siding was on there, Gold Bond drywall was on there, and paint. So we knew that having brands that people would recognize was a big key to our success. Now let's have a little fun. A good friend of mine is a fellow named Scott Clark. Y'all know Scott? Scott Clark Toyota. I see more of him on TV between 5 and 7 in the morning than I do, you know, in social life, although I love him as a friend and he's great. He probably has as good a brand following as a company spokesperson as anybody locally I know. Would you all agree? All right, well, let me show you two examples of our attempt at this. There's number one. Anybody know who that is? It's Roman Gabriel. He was our spokesperson for Lowe's doors and windows. Sounds pretty cool. There's only one problem. He played for the LA Rams. We didn't have any stores on the West Coast. That wasn't maybe our best moment. But then we said, well, you knock me down, get me back up, I'm going to try it one more time. We got the second one right. You know who that is without his hat? That's Richard Petty. The king, clearly the king, the legend of NASCAR in our own backyard, and we formed a full line of outdoor power equipment around his favorite color, Petty Blue. And it was the world's largest and best-selling line of outdoor power equipment ever, and we've really yet to surpass it and still use the color and still use the name and still love Richard. We got a lot of brands. You may know some of them. Cobalt Tools, Harbor Breeze fans, Portfolio Lighting. We've put a lot of them together over the years, but that one was my favorite by far, because Richard Petty's the real deal. So I guess the moral of that story is when you pick a spokesperson, make sure you pick one you're going to be proud of and one that people are going to identify with. We were proud of Roman Gabriel. Just nobody knew him. Everybody knows Richard Petty, and I don't think there's been a day in the history of motorsports that everybody hadn't been proud of him and the way he's conducted himself, and that's really important. So we've talked about the umbrella of branding, and this makes my point. Lowe's has been in business this year, I'm proud to report, 70 years. And it's always been Lowe's. It was Lowe's Companies, Lowe's Knows, Lowe's Your Household Word, Lowe's Improving Home Improvement, and now Lowe's Never Stop Improving. We've come a long way over the years, and we as 280,000 strong are really proud of that, and we thank each of you for the role you have played, or as you just promised a few minutes ago, are going to play as you head to the store this week. I did hear you say that. I hope you will. Now that you've seen how we got there, maybe it'd be more fun to go shop. In 1946, it was one store in North Wilkesboro, and it took us 36 years to achieve the first $1 billion in sales. And just for the record, we didn't get it the first time we tried it. We took 4 tries at $1 billion to get there. And you talk about 3 disappointing years, we were so close, but not close enough. So my point there is, that's not really failure. That's trying real hard. That's passion. That's not anger. And having that about your business is so darn important. Now you're going to say, well, you know, I hope you'll say that was enjoyable. I really appreciate hearing all that, but I just don't know how it applies. Surely by now you do know exactly how this applies, because while this is the Lowe's story, this is your story. This is all about you. Now, 33 years later, in 2015, this is now, we're proud to report, a $60 billion company on the Fortune 50 list. But the thing I'm most proud of our company is that we remain humble and we remain thankful for the success we've had because of each of you, our customers. That's what it's all about. It started as a dream. There you go. Remember, that's where it started. I'm not kidding. I didn't make that up. Who could make that up? It took a visionary leader and team. It was a plan for business that worked. It was a focus on customers and service, strong and lasting partnerships, and don't forget, it took some good luck. Always weave good luck in your business plan, because if you get none, you're probably going to have some issues. But just like your business today with great and loyal customers, the folks that you serve or work with, they keep coming, and when they do, your business will continue to grow. And with that, thank you all so much for being here. Thanks for giving me a few minutes to tell the Lowe story. Thank you.